Hello everyone, my name is Michael SK and welcome back to Tori. Wowzers, we are right back at it. We have gotten done with Mary's route, and I shared my thoughts at the end of the previous episode. It was kind of lackluster. I felt like we were kind of just going in circles, not much going on, and it was a bit of a repeat of what we saw in the beginning. I don't know. It wasn't for me, which was a little disappointing because I really liked Mary's character. But afterwards, I was kind of just done with her character. I really hate to say it, but you know, that's just my harsh opinion. And you'll probably all say I'm wrong, but that's totally okay. I like Mary though. I do. I still do. But after everything we went through, it just, her stubbornness and everything just, it's like, well, what was the point of everything, right? Anyways, I talked a little bit more about that at the end of the previous episode. I do apologize that the previous episode was, greatly cut up in regards to what I could show coming to the end of the route, but just note that there was also a pretty interesting reveal at the end of the episode that definitely, you know, raises many flags on one of our characters here, and it's the one that's not listed here. It's the one not listed here. But anyways, next we will be jumping into Sayo's route. I have no particular order that I want to go into. We know like nothing about Risa. Actually, now that I'm thinking about it, I should save the game. I'm gonna throw this on the very last page, so it's just completely out of the way. Yeah, I didn't have a save for this exact prompt here, so I had to go back through, and we had just met Risa. We had just met her. She actually just introduced herself as, you know, the teacher, the substitute teacher or whatever. And we found out that she's sisters with, what's-her-face. That's it. That's all we know about, I guess also the past that she has with, Ritsu. But other than that, that's it. That's really it. So not a whole lot going for her character yet. So we will jump into Sayo's route because at least we know something about her, right? We know a little bit about her. I choose Sayo.
Sayo-chan ka.
Sorry, Mary. Mary says as she floats back down to the ground. Honestly, I do think that there's such a strong connection between Mary and Ritsu. I still do. But damn, did she show that she's just kind of an ass character in this route. I don't know. I get it. It's very complicated. You know, a bunch of loneliness and all that will really mess with your mind and whatever else, and the fact that you're different than everybody else, 100%. But god damn, you would think that after everything that we went through in the prologue, that she would have learned and have grown and would have been a lot more, you know, I guess strong, a lot stronger, but whatever. Mary says as she floats back down to the ground.
Akari-chan ga kunho ja nakereba juntou ka na?
Well, yeah. She says, carefree, not realizing that she had been an option herself.
Sayo-chan ga shuyaku nara geki mo omoshiroku nariそう. Ritsu-kun no renai teki ni wa shinten nasasou da kedo.
Ah, fuck, I just realized this route's about to get really fucky. I don't know about that.
Oh, igai na hannou.
Mary leans in excitedly, but I just shrug my shoulders. I'm pretty sure Sayo is my sister at this point, but even so, she feels more like just another girl to me than a little sister.
生まれた時から離れ離れだったんだもんね。
Yeah, so I think for a moment about how best to put my feelings into words. It might sound strange, but even though we've been reunited, we're not actually a family. So I'm hoping that by loving Sayo, I can regain the little sister I've been missing. Does that make sense?
なるほど。
Mary's expression is a lot more serious than her tone.
つまり、リツくんとさよちゃんは仲良くなるほどアブノーマルな関係になるんだね。
Well, yeah, you're sort of right. But did you have to phrase it like that? I just want to make a retort, but no words come to mind. I mean, what if I get what I want? What if Sayo begins to feel like my little sister? I'll probably start regretting that I ever slept with her. Yeah, that was night one. That, you know, fantastic start. You know, good family. My mental state is currently 20% fear, 30% inquisitive, 49% immoral excitement, and 1% Michael SK.
なくしてしまったものを取り戻すってのは いいことだと思うよ。
Yeah. Mary gives me a full-faced smile. I bring my hands together, as if in prayer. I'm sorry, Mary.
何が？
Here you are helping me out so much when you can never get your own family back.
あはは。
She laughs it off. Good grief. I should have known you'd react like that by now.
そろそろ新しい驚かせ方を編み出さないといけないね。
Are you still helping me out because you still think you need to pay me back?
もっと気楽な理由だよ。
Mary says as carefree as anything.
リツくんとさよちゃんも私の家族。家族なら助け合うってだけだよ。
Huh, I see. That makes sense.
しかも私が一番お姉ちゃんなんだから。
Yeah, there's no arguing over that one. Which means you're looking out for your troublesome siblings, huh?
なんならお母さんでもいいよ。
Yeah, you could really just be anybody, as long as they're older. No, I'll pass on that. She could be my sister if she has to, but I'm not having such a cute little thing for a mom. Man, there's always something with this girl. On that note though, there is something I'd like your help with.
どんとこーい。
If my choice here sets me down a dangerous path, I want you to stop me.
最初からいけない関係だと思うけど。
Not like that.
わかった。
Mary nods without a shred of hesitation. One more thing.
もう一つってのは予想外。
Mary gestures for me to continue. I smile calmly as I speak. If, when you try to stop me, I keep going, and you determine that there's no hope left for me, I want you to kill me? Jesus. Okay, well, that got serious. Mary frowns and stays silent. I expected as much. Even so, I keep going. If you can't, then I want you to at least tell me that I should die. If I hear that from you, I know I'll do what needs to be done.
どうして？
Mary's expression hasn't changed, but there's no hiding the nerves in her voice. I show her a priestly smile in an attempt to calm her down. I'm not saying that this is definitely going to happen, but we both know that the devil is using Kurosaki Sayo as a trap for me. This was no chance encounter. The devil brought her here. She's meant to be the key to making me awaken. I'm not being a coward when I ask you to do this. Choosing Sayo requires me to be resolved to face whatever happens. We don't know what will happen, and if that'll lead to me no longer being myself. Which is why I need someone to observe me, someone I'd entrust with my life.
言いたいことはわかった。よ。あんまり
It is nice that we still have a lot of faith and trust in Mary, even so we're not going down her route. At least, you know, the very hardcore connection that we built up in the very beginning is always going to exist. Sorry for forcing this on you.
まあ、非行に走ろうとする弟を叱るのもお姉ちゃんの役目かな。
Yeah, something like that. As long as you feel that way, you'll be fine.
あんよー。
Mary's readily agreed to help. My business here is complete. I shrug my shoulders, getting ready to head back to my room if Mary has nothing else to add, but of course she
私たち
will.
はどこまで行っても逆さまなんだよね。
But she continues. How so?
生きるために死のうとした吸血鬼となくしたものを取り戻すために人ではなくなるかもしれない覚悟を決めた男の子。幸せになろうとするほど
Amen to
ど
that
んどん
one.
普通じゃなくなっていっちゃう。
You're not wrong. It's ironic that both of our happinesses lie just over the cliff's edge.
でも意外とみんなそんなものなんだろうね。
Yeah. No one can be happy if they just go with the flow. You only start living when you decide to face reality.
さっきの約束は合点承知したけど、リツくんも私との約束を忘れないでね。
What promise?
ついこの間、人を救うだけじゃなくて、君も生きて幸せになるんだよ。
We will live ourself?
さよちゃんのことが好きなら、必ず幸せにしてあげようね。それだけでいいよ。
It is?
それだけ。
This is one difficult promise that you're forcing to make here. Her words are the same as they were before, but now they mean something completely different.
何でも言うことを聞くなんて言うもんじゃないね。私も契約書とか説明書をちゃんと読まない人だけど。
That is something to be grateful for.
あ、さよちゃんのついででいいから私ももっと幸せにしてほしいな。これでこっちも約束が2つ。
That'll be a piece of cake.
いやいや、私はそんなに安い女じゃないし。
We're having strawberry daifuku for dessert tomorrow.
幸せ。
So easy. I look up at the night sky through the glass ceiling. I've been talking about life and death an awful lot lately, but it doesn't faze me. I'm just another human on this side of the border. Life and death feel a whole lot more real to me than love does.
まあ、なんとかなるよ。
Yeah, somehow. With things settled, if only in broad terms, the two of us decide to close the curtains on our evening. I'm actually looking forward to this route, and I think I brought it up in the last episode as well. It's going to be pretty interesting to see, how much we're going to learn about Ritsu in this one. In a different way. I think in Mary's route, we were able to learn about Ritsu in how he cares for people, how he's going to approach things. Here, we're going to probably learn a little bit more, maybe about his past, maybe about his powers, what's really hidden beneath, the surface. And probably in Risa's route, we're going to learn a little bit more about his past, but not in the good way. Probably in a way that just, how his life kind of shifted, how his, mentality changed, and probably not for the better. And whatever happens in that final route, whenever we actually get to it with Akari, who the hell knows? The next morning, I have finished breakfast, and I'm just about to get ready to head to class.
ところでリツくんとさよちゃん、今日からしばらく
The fuck?
2人だけで登校してもらっていいかにゃ？
What? Mary pipes up out of nowhere. What was with the perhaps?
構わないけど。
I'm taken by surprise, but Sayo readily accepts it. That's not how you were meant to react, Sayo.
ああ、そうだ。しばらくじゃなくて、
God
ずっ
damn
と
it.
でいいわよ。
That's just as bad. Why try and make things worse? Do you have something else to do, Mary?
大したことじゃないんだけど、しばらく劇のお話を考えるのに一人で集中したいんだよね。一人で悶々としていても面白くなるとは思えないけど。いやいや、ネタ出しにうむむと考えながら歩くとか、昔の文豪家さんみたいでかっこいいし、形から入りたいと。そういうことなりよ。メアリーの場合、悩みながら歩いたりしてると木にぶつかりそう。ひどい、ありそうだけど。さらにぶつかった木の上から雪の塊が降ってくるの。さすがにそこまでこってこての体質じゃないから。
The two of them continue on. But Mary finds a moment to look over at me and cheekily stick out her tongue. We all know what she's doing here. It would appear that she's doing this on purpose to deepen our sibling ties. I'm grateful, so I'll play along.
ちなみに劇の主役はリツくんの推薦でさよちゃんになったからお願いね。え？
Oh yeah, I did.
そう。って本気で私に主役をやらせるつもり？
Sayo scowls, looking unusually troubled. Actually, that might be embarrassment. If you really don't want to, we can go back to the drawing board. I want her to agree because I chose her, and because it'll really help Mary, but naturally I can't force her.
別に嫌ってわけ
I
じゃない。
wonder how things are going to go whenever we choose Risa.
この前一緒にやると
That's going to be an odd one.
ただ私が主役で面白くなるとは到底思えないし。私は面白くなると思うけどな。
Yeah, me too.
面白いとか面白くないと
It's
か
going to be
以前
odd
の
with two
話で
characters that look really like,
え
really alike, being the leads here in a romance. Sayo falters. Mary and I look each other in the eyes. Sayo's actually lost for words.
いつもズバズバなのにね。これはこれで可愛いけど。可愛いって何よ。
Sayo glares at Mary, but with her face going bright red, she only manages to look cuter.
とにかくさよちゃんからの文句はお兄ちゃんに出し、渋々な妹を説得するのもお兄ちゃんの仕事ね。
Huh?
お兄ちゃん？
Mary's weird energy and specific phrasing now has Sayo and I looking into each other's eyes.
そう。この機会にせっかくなので2人の兄弟っぽさが足りないのを改善してもらいます。
Yeah, I'm good with going in that direction.
いわゆる特訓、もしくは仲良し大作戦。ちょっと、
I mean, we all know what's gonna happen here, but Sayo takes a step forward, but Mary raises a hand and brings her to a halt.
まあまあ、劇でも2人が主役なんだし、役どころも兄弟にするつもりなんだから当然だよ。クリスマスが間近に迫った夜、山の中にあるお屋敷の扉が乱暴に叩かれる。恐る恐る扉を開くと、なんとそこには一人の青年が倒れていたのです。
There will be a beautiful woman that opens the door and she's gonna look so similar to the young man. The collapsed man would be me, I'm assuming.
雪山で遭難し、道を踏み外して頭を打っていた彼は記憶喪失になっていたのです。そんな彼を献身的に看病する綺麗だけどトゲトゲしいお屋敷のお嬢様。
Beautiful yet thorny lady.
いつしか二人の間には男女の愛が芽生えていたのです。
The thorny lady would be you, Sayo.
献身的な看病とか卑猥だわ。
Now I want to know exactly what devoted nursing means to Sayo. But Mary's tail spinning is far more exciting.
しかし、なんということでしょう。神の試練か悪魔のいたずらか、二人が生き別れの兄弟だったことが判明してしまうのです。さあ、二人はどうなってしまうのか。もちろん、それはまだ私も決めていないって話を考えてるの。うすうす分かっていたけれど、あなたって本当にコテコテなのね。
Oh, of course. And she's definitely going to be now that she's actually not at the captain's seat. Now she can go back to just creating a lovely story that she will get to witness herself, not be a part of.
王道って言って。何を王道って。愛と勇気と友情だよ。金と暴力とセックスと似たようなものじゃない。
God, I hope.
何をどうしたら似たものになるの？単語は3つと3つでしょ？数しか合ってないよ。数が合ってれば大体合ってるのよ。
Sayo rebuffs offhandedly. I get the sneaking suspicion that she isn't really thinking about what she's saying. We're all amateurs here, so I think it's a good idea to put on a play that has simple ideas. I bring the conversation back on track.
そういうこと。ちょっと大事な話が抜けたままよ。私とリツの関係なんて大体事実のままなんだから、兄弟っぽさとかどうでもいいじゃない。そんなことないよ。今のままだと実の兄弟だって気づいた後の微妙な雰囲気を出せないでしょ。
Sayo turns to stare at me. I shrug. I don't know any better than her what it means to be siblings. She groans, apparently agreeing with me.
難しく考える必要はないよ。二人で仲良くしていれば、きっとすぐ私が何を言ってるのかわかるから。だから私とリツの二人で同行しろ。
Hey, you pieced it together. The conversation takes a turn, linking back to Mary's original declaration. I thought Mary was just trying to give us some time to reconnect, but it seems that wasn't all that she had planned this time, excuse me. If the play is to go as she just suggested, then we need to get to understand the subtleties of our characters. Mary is serious here. Now I'm feeling the pressure. She waves us both off, the two of us siblings wearing complex expressions.
それじゃあ兄弟仲良く、いってらっしゃい。
Oh boy. Again, let's just try to keep it to the siblings part.
何よ、兄弟仲良くって。
Sayo suddenly mutters, a few minutes after leaving home. She's still mad, or rather, she's only just found the words to retort to Mary. I'm sure Mary didn't mean it like that. I say with a wry smile.
そんなこと分かってる。
Of course you do. You're a smart girl, Sayo.
当然よ。
It's just like Sayo to sing her own praises. Why is it that you react so excessively to what Mary says anyway?
過剰？
Sayo cocks her head, apparently unaware of this fact herself.
そういえば 主役をやれって話をされた時も歯切れが悪いとか言われてたっけ？
That's part of it, yeah. I agree. You're usually so straight with people. I was sure that you would tell us immediately whether or not you were okay with the idea.
いや、だって別に劇が嫌じゃないんだけど。
Sayo was once again fumbling over her words, just as I predicted would happen. I smile and tilt my head to one side, as if to say, see what I mean? In response, she sighs.
わかった。言うからその態度はやめて。
Are you embarrassed?
いじめたくなるの。
You're quite fond of getting bullied yourself, I think to myself, but stay silent to urge her to continue.
自分で言うのもなんだけど、私は誰かを楽しませるっていう感覚そのものが全くピンとこないのよ。適当な脇役なら好き勝手にやればいいけど、主役となるとね。
Nah, you got this. What do you mean you don't get it?
誰かを喜ばせたり笑わせるとき、リツはどうする？
No comment, Sayo says, staring at her own hands. There's a sadness to her. Now I understand. I look down at my hands too. The first thing either of us think of when it comes to making others happy is to use our powers. They're both effective and efficient. It's ever so simple. I could get rid of all the worry Sayo is feeling right now just by touching her. But it's a crutch. The concept of making people happy without using our powers, something which any normal human would be familiar with, is foreign to us. For my part at least, my roles in the academy and as a priest have taught me a fair bit about empathy. Sayo, however, has made her way through this world by using her powers. It's ironic. One who turns anything they touch into gold will know nothing but the feel of cold, hard metal.
まあ、やっぱりよくわからない
Good
わ
old
ね。
Midas. Sayo shakes her hands, brushing off whatever gloominess or self-abrasion was possessing her. Her confidence to not dwell on things for far too long is part of her charm and leaves me smiling. This is a good chance to do something without using your powers. I know you can do it.
そうね。
Sayo immediately nods, feeling refreshed after a moment of complaining.
こうなったら、見に来た人間が3日は夢でうなされるくらい歓迎してあげましょう。
Yeah, I don't know about all that. Let's not get too carried away here.
何よ。リツは相変わらず気合が足りないわね。
I'm not being a spoil sport. You and Mary, as well for the matter, are just surprisingly competitive.
違う。あっちはただの王道好きだけど、私は鬱陶しいほど負けず嫌いなだけ。
Okay, that's fair, I think. Yeah, good point. I can't entirely tell if that disproves my point or not, but she's certainly not wrong.
そうなると、兄弟らしさっていうのも真剣に考えた方がいいのかも。
I don't think we need to go that far. As much as I want to deepen our relationship, I feel like Sayo's motivation is taking her in a direction that I definitely do not want to go.
甘いわね、リツは。
Yeah, true. I mean, we're a visual novel protagonist, right? Sayo mutters, her expression the definition of solemn.
これで劇を失敗させてみなさい。向こう7年はあのポンコツ吸血鬼にその集体をネタにこき下ろされるのよ。
What the fuck? Stupid vampire. I know who she's talking about, but still. I don't think Mary would do that.
なんで？私ならするわよ。
Oh yeah, I believe it.
話を戻すけど。で、自然な兄弟らしさって何？
I don't know, just supportive of one another? Just normal? Like, you just treat each other normally, but you can rely on them? You live with them, potentially? Good question. I cock my head. There are quite a few students who are sisters with each other at this academy. There have been twins in the past, though there are none right now.
双子とやった？
God damn it. Let's not go there right now.
興味深い。で、そういう姉妹や双子は、リツから見てどんな感じだったの？
Sayo urges me to continue, a big grin plastered across her face. I'm sure Sayo would have encountered a whole lot of families out there in the big wide world, but I doubt she ever took much interest in them. Some of them get along great, some really don't. There is no standard.
やっぱりそんなものじゃない。
But I will say that you can often tell that they're related by blood just by looking at them.
見た目ってことなら私とリツは十分すぎるほど家族よ。
Yeah, there are times where appearances definitely match, but there's also the ways that they act, it's the ways that they think. They may have very similar mindsets, stuff like that. I say that because I have siblings. I know how I act, and I see how I act through my siblings. We all act in a very similar way sometimes. Not entirely, but, you know, in very specific areas. We have strengths and weaknesses and all that set us apart, but we also have some interests that kind of bring us together and show that, okay, yeah, we all have a little bit of that tism over like the same thing or whatever, you know? That you just don't see with other people. There's always just, you know, some stuff that can actually connect people more so than you think, or more than you can see. The two of us inspect each other's faces as we talk. Our different genders mean we're not identical, but close enough that I could be looking in a slightly distorted mirror. But we've been told that isn't enough, and I agree.
それでも足りないってことなら前にも話していた一緒に暮らしている間に染みつく癖とかなんじゃない？
It could be, though. Or it could be, but I don't think Mary would be rushing us to do this if time was important.
やっぱりめんどくさい。私とリツは兄弟。
I wonder if a giant twist here, and I actually kind of hope for it, you know, just because. But I hope that the huge twist here is that the devil has manipulated this girl to make her think that they are family, but they're not, you know? That, you know, the devil found just the perfect person out in the real world, told her all this shit, and I guess she 100% believed it or whatever, and now here she is. Sayo declares. Yet she does so somewhat softly, as if trying to convince herself. At this point, Sayo goes, and starts scowling. It takes me a moment longer to figure out what's going on.
家族なんだって気にしすぎてる感覚のせいで逆に自然な兄弟らしさがないのかも。
I mean, you don't want to force it. That might just be it. Sayo and I had to persuade ourselves that we are family. We've demanded ourselves to unconditionally trust the other because we're scared of losing what we've always wished for. And because of this unconditional trust, we don't even question each other, no matter what might bother us. We're meant to be family, yet we're putting up walls between us. That's probably what's so unnatural. I reaffirm her point. All the sisters I've seen in the past have never been afraid to hold back with criticism, no matter how much they love each other. Even when they hate each other, I've heard them grumble that there's no separating them. In either case, they trust that the other person will never step out of their lives. Oh, I've got a bad feeling about this.
つまり私もリツに
No,
手加減なしで接していいのね。
that's not what that means. Not physically. There it is. For some reason, there's passion in Sayo's gaze. Well, I'd say that it's natural for siblings to act themselves around each other, but I'm not sure whether to laugh or frown, and my lips find themselves stuck somewhere in between. How have you been holding back so far? Not that I want you to change, though.
たっぷり可愛がってあげる。
Jesus Christ. I feel like a frog being stared down by a snake. I'm developing a dangerous fetish here, as evidenced by my urge to be teased by her just now. But I must remain strong. My decision was to improve our relationship, not make it worse or weird. I have to move forward. I am no masochist. Okay then, how about we start by doing something we've always wanted to do with me, but have held back on.
何でもいいの？
Anything within reason, sure.
その無茶ってほどじゃないけれどかなり嫌がられそうな気がして言わなかったことがあって。
Sayo's conflicted expression and her fumbling sentence gives me yet another bad feeling. Even still, I give her a firm nod. A little sister gets to be selfish every now and again.
じゃあ
Oh, okay. Huh? I look down at my hand. Does she want to hit it? Twist it? She doesn't want to cut it off. God damn it, this fucking guy. My messiah powers could probably help me grow another one, but that's not making me feel any better about it.
やっぱりダメ。
she says sadly. Come on, man. No, I can deal with you hitting my hand. I answer nervously. If seeing me in pain will make Sayo happy, then I can take it. However... Huh?
何言ってるの?
God damn it, man. Why do we always get the oblivious MCs? Well, you said my hand, so...
で、繋いで投稿してもいい? 他の人がいないところまででいいから。
This basically happened in a Matsutsumi.
それでも、わがまますぎ?
Sayo asks anxiously. She wants to hold hands. That was such an obvious thing it didn't even occur to me. I mean, one of us holding hands with someone.
Ritsu?
She calls my name, but I find myself too flustered to react. This isn't what you think. I'm not making a joke out of this. I'm well and truly shaken. Now I understand all of Sayo's anxiety. The thought of one of us holding hands naturally with, or even just touching someone, isn't one that comes easily. And so, I hold my hand out with a smile. Sure. At which point, Sayo's face lightens up to an extent I've never seen before. I wonder how this will go. Sayo takes my hand. God damn it. She lets out a stifled moan and trembles. What the fuck?
慣れない感覚.
Like, I get it. Hand-holding, it's one of the lewdest things you can see in anime. You okay?
大丈夫も何も.
Yeah, I know that.
慣れないくらい
That's what's
気持ちいい
going on right now. These two and their wicked-ass powers. She regains her usual thorny attitude to hide her bashfulness. There's no mistaking the bliss seeping into her, though.
何リツはニヤニヤしてるのよ.
It's not my fault. My head feels all spacey and nice. I can't stop myself from smiling. Even in this cold weather, Sayo's hand is slightly sweaty from nerves. Her skin felt so cold on that day where we vigorously embraced, but now it's warm.
まあ、悪くないわね.
Sayo reaffirms her grip on my hand as if confirming how comfortable it feels. It's like it would feel good no matter how we held hands. And so naturally we find ourselves linking fingers to be connected on the deepest level. Now that's lewd. Nope, it's not. Sayo's powers are only part of the reason I'm smiling. The bliss I feel isn't just due to them, but also because of something unnatural coming from within me. You're not only feeling good because of the powers either, right?
そうね。そうかな.
Sayo is forced to admit and smiles wryly. Then she tilts her head to rest it on my shoulder.
お兄ちゃん.
God damn it. She mutters quietly. She's not necessarily referring to me, but feeling out the word as it rolls off her tongue. Sayo, my little sister. Both of us have always wanted, no matter how much we bluffed, to know the warmth of human touch. I will say, it's a good thing neither of us got any funny ideas from this. I breathe a sigh of relief. Last time we kissed with the fluids acting as an amplifier, but without them, it doesn't look like we need to worry about losing our heads. Sayo raises her head, grinning.
そういうことを言われると、誘われてるようにしか思えないんだけど.
This is not how siblings act. This is not how siblings act. I wouldn't do that now. We're on the way to class.
今は.
God damn it, man. Honestly. I scratch my head bashfully. You're sure in a good mood.
リツは生意気.
Or really not, but Sayo says with a smile. And right then, ouch! My shoulders cramp as I'm struck by a sharp pain, similar to being stabbed by a needle or shocked by a bolt of electricity. I instinctively go to cover the site of the pain with my hand, only to realize there's nowhere on my body that hurts. Huh? My hands hang in the air. The feeling of pain without anywhere hurting is nauseatingly uncomfortable. It would seem Sayo is filling me with the sense of pain alone. I'll admit that was skillful, but I'd really rather you didn't do that.
リツの困った顔って可愛い.
Damn, that's fucking demonic right there. I do not take cute as a compliment. Although I am fully aware I am not the manliest in appearance.
私も似たような顔でしょ?
Huh, true, you are cute. So I guess that makes me cute too.
私は可愛いよりも綺麗でしょ?
I did actually call her a beautiful woman earlier. Let's not forget that. No, cute is ow. This time I experience a gentler tingling sort of pain.
あんまりヘラヘラしてると次は手加減抜きでやる。
Ouch. It hurts, but I find myself laughing instead of getting angry. Her powers are like an anesthesia for my heart. It's so weird having these powers used on me for once.
面白い。
Yeah, right. Sayo giggles, enjoying turning me into her plaything. We're just walking along holding hands, but I feel as if I'm getting to know the true Sayo as we do so.
なんだか恥ずかしくなってきた。
Sayo suddenly mutters to herself. Then she looks up at me.
これ兄弟っぽいというより雰囲気が子供っぽくない？
Hey, you gotta start somewhere. I'd say it's more romantic? I swallow the word. I like Sayo, but if I act on that right now, our relationship is likely to turn more sexual than familial. A person's touch is so delicate, so tantalizing. I completely said that wrong, and so beautiful.
それより何？
Sayo presses me to continue what I was saying. She squeezes down slightly on my hand. I'd say it's more than likely today will be a good day. I throw out the first thing I can think of to deceive her.
そうね。寒いからこそリツの手が温かい。
Mine isn't. I don't know if it was this playthrough or another that I brought up, but like I have cold ass hands, and I've been told that by like multiple people, even, you know, my previous partner. Just I've got cold ass hands, and that's gotta be like the worst thing, especially like on a cold day. It's not ideal. It's not, guys. It sucks. My little sister smiles at me. I look up to the sky. I'm only just noticing how sunny it is today. Gotta get a little bit of warmth in. Though, right now in the real world, I really wish there wasn't a whole lot of warmth. God damn, this heat is fucking killer. Nothing particularly important happens after that. We noticed some other students as we approached the school building, and so we stopped holding hands there. We gotta stop the lewd acts eventually. Our seats are far apart in class too, so everything was back to normal. Back to normal, huh? I wish the residence was further from school. I realize that's selfish. The 10-minute walk already feels long most days. Mary turns up a little while after us. She smiles and greets the classmates that she's become friends with before heading over to me with that same smile.
おはようリツくん。どうだった？
I'd say it was a good use of time. Mary, as usual, gets straight to the point, and I, as usual, give an evasive answer.
そうだね。顔を見ればわかるよ。
What are we, like, beaming with energy or happiness or something? How so?
お腹いっぱいで幸せみたいな顔。
Alright. It's actually a really good comparison, or a metaphor to use, because we all know what those are like, right? We've all been in a little bit of a food coma. They are so unhealthy to be in, but goddamn are they great. Right. I get what she means. But why do Mary and the devil always have to bring food into things? It's actually a visual novel thing. You get kind of used to it. Do they sneak off and have midnight feasts without telling us or something?
それならこのまましばらく2人だけで投稿してみる？
I'd like to, as long as it's not too much trouble for you.
大したことないよ。
Are you sure?
さすがにお日様の光にも慣れてきちゃって、寒さと低血圧のせいで最近の朝はぼーっとしだしてるんだよね。だから時間ギリギリにゆっくり投稿する方が楽。
Ha. I chuckle quietly so that no one else in the class hears me. All it takes is 1 week for a vampire to get used to the sun after spending 100 years without it, huh? I guess that proves just how adaptable us humans are.
さよちゃんのことがうまくいかなかったら、あかりちゃんに相談してみればって言おうと思ってたけど、大丈夫そうだね。
You were, huh? I give a vague answer in response. I'm sure that even Akari will have more knowledge of the outside world than a sheltered child like me, but...
自分で言っておいてなんだけど、あかりちゃんの考えって正しいはずなのに、なんだか危ない方向に行きそうな気がする。
No comment is all I'm gonna say.
あ、ずるい。
I am a priest. I agree with her, though. Just then, the bell chimes. Out of habit, and according to the rules, the chattering of the female students instantly falls silent. Mary starts heading back to her seat before twisting around and pumping an arm into the air.
よーし、今日も一日お勉強を頑張ろう
Or something like that. No one cheers, but several of the surrounding students raise an arm to mimic her. And you know, cuteness is typically the leader, and we all follow the leader here. Or something like that. We reached the end of the day without anything else of note happening.
この朝から放課後までお行儀良すぎるのが、ここがやっぱりミッション系のお嬢様学園って感じよね。
Even the old school bell should be like a pretty good sign of how, you know, how much of a missionary school for rich girls or rich people in general this is. It's old school. It's strict. It's crazy. The end of day homeroom was just finished or has just finished when Sayo abruptly shows up at my desk. God damn. Sentences are hard. Is it really that different to normal academies? Yes.
普通はもっと中休みとか昼休みには
Very
活気
much
があ
so.
る。
Huh, the more you know. Knowing nothing about other academies, the first thing I picture is a school building filled with the hustle and bustle of a festival. I bet every day would be a lot of fun there. Were you a part of that then? When you went to your last academy?
いいえ、全く。むしろうざいと思ってた。
Then this should be more preferable? It would have been fun if Sayo used to be bright and cheerful, but alas, it seems she's always been like this.
休み時間も放課後も。私、
She bites at her nails, the very thought of it irritating her. But her hand soon drops away, leaving behind a blank expression.
そう考えたらここって、
Yeah, I
私
was
にと
gonna
っては
say.
うるさくなくていい環境なのかもね。やっほー。二人とも、今日もお勉強お疲れ様。普通の学園には、これがたくさんいると思いなさい。何突然
Yeah, honestly. No, I get exactly what she means. We were just talking about how normal academies are usually a lot livelier. I explained to Mary, who hadn't been here for our discussion.
あ、なんだ、そういう話か。
An academy with a bunch of people like you would probably be a lot of fun.
生徒全員がメアリーって、なんかの洗脳施設みたい。二人とも両極端なイメージしてるな。
Mary sounds exasperated by our imaginations. Personally, I'm imagining a bunch of tiny Marys running around all excited. It's rather pleasant.
で、何の用？何の用もないよ。先に帰るねって挨拶しに来ただけ。私は先に帰って、お家で演劇の台本でうなってるから。
Oh,
二
here's
人
the
はゆっ
setup
くり
yet
遊んで
again.
きてね。ああ、でも、お夕飯までには帰ってくるんだよ。夕飯までにって子供じゃないんだけど。あの家って門限とかあるの？
I mean, the school has a curfew, right? Mary turns to me questioningly as well. I don't know. It wasn't even a dorm before you two showed up, and I never had a curfew before.
他の場所はどんな感じ？
It depends on the dorm. All of them have the students make their own meals though, so I guess no later than 7 or 8. Right now, however, a lot of students are taking advantage of a so-called unwritten regulation that allows them to visit each other's dorms after that time. No one wants to push it though, so there seems to be an understanding that no one is to stay out later than 9. We could set our curfew at 9, I guess.
9時ね。今時の子供の方がもうちょっと気合いの入った夜の生活してるわよ。
God damn, once fucking 10 o'clock hits, it doesn't matter what day it is, I'm tired. Damn, I'm getting old. I can only smile. It's not like there's anything to do out here anyway.
はいはい。とはいえ、9時じゃご飯が冷めちゃうし、やっぱりみんなで食べた方が美味しいから早めにね。わかったわよ、ママ。私、メアリーママちゃん。
Hey, yo, wait a minute.
ねえ、りっくんとメリーちゃん
That
とさ
was
よちゃ
way
ん。
too close to real shit. Mikako ends up coming over before Mary gets a chance to leave.
私、メリーちゃんじゃなくてメアリーちゃん。何、ミカコ。うちのお姉ちゃんを演劇に誘ったって聞いたんだけど、どうして？
Oh yeah, that is still going on, you know, again. We have to basically prepare for that whole deal again.
さあ、みんなでサロンに集まった時に説
Pretty
明を
much
聞い
the
た気が
downside
す
of
る
this
けど、
going into a
私は全く覚えていないわ。
non-ladder structure is that all of the stories, I guess, are going to utilize the play as some sort of like supporting story developing tool or whatever, so we have to go through it 3 or 4 times.
さよちゃんは知らないのに自信満々に受け答えするね。
あの人あれでも教師だし、あえて仲良くしたいとは思わない。
ああ、そっか。お姉ちゃんがお姉ちゃんなのは私だけだね。うん。久しぶりに 4% くらい驚いた。
What? Mikako says while glancing over to the teacher's podium. The woman in question is no longer there, having left as soon as homeroom was over.
リソ先生、冬休みに学園に残りたいからって言ってなかったっけ？
Mary offers up, remembering the conversation. Yeah, she said that she wanted to be here while the academy was empty. But she didn't. She wasn't here while the academy was empty in the Mary route. I explained it all to Mikako. I doubt she comprehends how Risa feels, but she nods along consentingly regardless. Or was she here for the play and then she
それ
left?
ならいいや。
I don't remember.
どれならダメだったの？
話さない。
そう、じゃあいい。
Sarah's getting a drink of water. Sayo immediately gives up her suit. Mikako had said that she wouldn't tell. Not that she wouldn't.
話はそれだけ。さらばだ。
With that, she leaves.
ミカコちゃんは相変わらずさよちゃん以上にフリーダムだね。私はまとも。
I mean, that's what you think. I think that was her compromising, actually, just to say goodbye and all.
で、メアリーは帰るんでしょ？兄弟水入らずの時間の邪魔だし、早く帰りなさい。キンキンに冷たいお言葉。中身は常夏トロピカルよ。
Yeah, I wonder. Sayo says confidently, raising a hand to her chest.
さよちゃんのそういう言い方は本気か冗談かわからないの。
I'm pretty sure she was serious. And it's that seriousness which makes her seem airheaded at times.
まあいいや。これ、リツくんとさよちゃんの口癖が映ってる。いいから行きなさいよ。はーい。それじゃあ、まったねー。
Mary leaves with a smile. Right then. I'm half expecting someone else to show up now, but no one does.
ようやく二人きりになれた。
Are you trying to invite misunderstandings? That seems to be her, common deal. Most of our classmates have left by now, but there are still some girls around chatting. Though with nothing to talk about, they're probably listening into our conversation. Let's head outside. Yeah, be careful where you have your, private discussions.
寒い。
Sayo mutters the moment we leave the building. It's only going to get colder from here on out.
それでも寒いの？
For some reason, Sayo has suddenly ended up in a bad mood. She was perfectly fine in the classroom. Did I do something? It's the weather. It has to be. If we're not going home, we could head over to the mall for tea and a bite to eat.
それよりもっと静かなところってない？
What do you mean?
ああ、今回はエッチなことができる
God
場
damn
所
it.
に案内してほしいとかじゃないわよ。暗がりとかに連れて行かないでね。
The thought hadn't even crossed my mind. And what does she mean next time?
授業が終わってまでお嬢様たちに囲まれてるとストレスで暴れたくなりそうなのよね、ここ。
That's not good. I'm more worried about the other girls than Sayo, though. Honestly, the quietest place on the grounds is probably our residence.
周りに何もなく住んでいたのもリツだけだったから。
Yep.
そっか。それじゃあ
Sayo looks around wondering what to do before pointing in a particular direction.
あの線路。
What? What about it? She's pointing far into the distance, where the railway track with no trains lies. It cuts through the ground, so you can see it pretty much anywhere you go.
あれ、どこまでつながってるの？
Didn't I tell you before? It ends to the west just a little past the mall.
じゃあ東は？
Somewhere in the forest.
森って私とリツが初めて会った踏切のあった場所でしょ？
Yeah.
あそこからもまだ線路が続いていたじゃない。どこが終わりなの？
I actually don't know. I don't think it reaches the bottom of the mountain. I've often wondered about it, but I've never bothered to check. Are you curious?
あてもなく歩くより目的がある方がいいし、自分のテリトリーに何があるかは知っておきたい。
Your territory, huh? Yeah, I think she means like the area that she's, residing in, but Sayo is definitely a cautious one. This small plot of land has been my entire world, so I've never wondered about it. Simply put, we just live differently. Why not then? The forest can be dangerous in the winter though, so if I say we're leaving, we're leaving.
遭難したら一晩くらいは温めてあげる。
Uh-huh. Yeah, especially in this wicked-ass cold. No. My little sister says with a giggle. Absolutely not. The nighttime colds can get cold. Sayo and I head off towards the edge of the grounds. We reach the row of cherry blossoms still blooming out of season. They're captivating at night, but let there be light, and they look even more beautiful. It feels like it's been a long time since I was last here, which reminds me that I haven't been on my nightly walks recently. I used to be so drawn to the outside. Now that Mary and Sayo are here, I no longer feel pulled to the outside world. I end up smiling and gazing at the cherry blossoms as I realize the change that's taken place in my heart. It wasn't a desire to leave that brought me here. It was a desire for family. I wanted to go and find mine.
何をまたニヤニヤしてるの？私とのキスで
It's more
思い
like
出
you
した？
kissed us, by the way, just throwing that out there. No, I wasn't.
冗談なんだし、そんなに慌てなくてもいいのに。
I know you're joking, but it's still bad for my heart.
はいはい。
Sayo gives a half-hearted reply as she peers down the railway tracks, with great interest at that.
すぐに途切れてるってことはなさそうね。木のせいであんまり遠くまで見えないけど。
Hey Sayo, I hold out my hand. I wouldn't want you slipping and falling among the trees, so let's hold hands. Good
誘う
excuse.
のが遅い。
Good excuse. How, what? Unless he
私
actually
が
meant
寒いっ
it.
て言った時に手をつなごうって言うべきでしょ？
She's angry, but takes my hand anyway.
うん。
Our powers numb our cores with pleasure. Even Sayo's angry expression loosens up.
あったかい。
Again, guys, I'm the polar opposite. Do not touch my hands. Yeah. So this is why Sayo was in such a bad mood when we got outside. Even so, I couldn't have offered to hold hands in front of so many people. Sayo is aware of that herself. But she's selfish. My adorable selfish little sister. I have to restrain myself from embracing her here and now.
よし、それじゃあ行きましょう。
She starts marching forward, as if holding my hand has her ready for anything. We follow the tracks into the forest. Because we have such a clear path, there's no need to worry about leaving breadcrumbs or getting lost, although our field of view is often heavily obscured by the trees. I want to talk while we proceed, but passing through the snowy forest takes a considerable amount of effort, and Sayo is few on words. Is she struggling? You okay, Sayo?
イメージだともっと楽というか、なんか冬の森とかいい。
It's hard walking on unpaved ground, yeah. The ground by the tracks is still rather smooth, but it must be tough on someone who's spent all their life in the city. We can rest if you want, or head back even.
まだ大丈夫。というか、リツは平気そうね。
Yeah, I don't have great stamina, honestly, but at least I have being male going for me. Yeah, I guess that's a trait. I'm not one for sports, so the only workouts I get are when I'm asked to do manual labor or housework.
セックスしてると体力つくのかしら。
I mean, maybe. I'm not sure that's how it works. I mean, stamina you build up by doing, I guess you could say the same thing over and over again. Whenever I go running, I'm able to build up stamina because I keep going out there and I keep pushing. I keep on trying to see if I can go a little faster or a little further or whatever, and that's where I'm building up my stamina. And that carries over to the rest of the world. So, or I guess the rest of what I do. So maybe? I don't know. Does anybody want to experiment on that? You know, you do it yourself, but like, just let me know the details. Let me know the results. I don't think it counts as exercise, though I can't say for certain. In any case, it's nice being here. Let's take our time and have some sweet conversation.
私は脂っこい方が好き。
Yeah, I mean, to each their own, right? I mean, I do at times. I will admit, but you know, that's the evil talking. I'm more of a fan of soba or udon.
年寄り臭い。
The two of us joke together. Honestly, it's better to come out here in the summer. It's nice and refreshing.
虫が多いのと雪とどっちがマシかって話よね。
Oh yeah, there are bugs. I hate bugs. Even Sayo's girly enough to hate bugs, huh? Neither of us say very much, but we continue to talk as we proceed until the trees suddenly give way. Oh shit, look at this place. Sayo vocalizes her surprise at the scene laid before us. Wow. I follow up a moment later. We've found a building. A station by the looks of it. I didn't think we'd be able to go this far. I had no idea. This too must be abandoned, but it must have been built well as it doesn't seem worn down. We checked the pillars and the benches. None of them look like they're in danger of collapsing. I asked the former priest and a bunch of the sisters about the railway, but none of them mentioned this.
言ったらリツとか他の生徒が遊びに来ちゃうからでしょ。
Oh, good point. As far as those in charge are concerned, I'm sure they'd rather we didn't find out about this place. It's hard for a teacher to be responsible for us if we're somewhere they can't see, and the walk through the forest alone brings enough risk of accident.
それでも線路沿いに歩けば着くんだし、今まで誰も見つけていなかったってことはないでしょうね。
Probably not, yeah. The students who found it before us would have kept silent about it. It was their own secret garden or secret station at least.
よし、ちょっとここを探検してみましょう。
I dig this type of shit. Explore. Like, I love coming across just random bullshit like this in games. I think I was reading Rewrite and they also, like, were exploring an abandoned building or something. And it's just like, you never know. You never know what's gonna pop up. I think maybe that's what I'm, more seek out in stories, is just the unknown. That's a childish word for her to choose, I think to myself, as I watch her looking around in excitement. She soon sets off, dragging me along by the hand.
まともな見た目は外観だけで、中は空っぽね。そもそも作り途中。
Sayo emerges disappointed after looking around inside. This is fun for me. I've never seen a station in real life before.
電車の来ない線路に、踏切に駅だけど。
Sayo sounds exasperated, but I smile wryly. I've seen stations on TV before, and even in photos, but they were one of the many things I lack real-life experiences with.
どうしよう。もうちょっと先まで行ってみる？もっと面白いものがあるかも。
Eventually, we're going to come across our wall. Oh, sorry, I don't think I can. We wouldn't be on Academy grounds anymore.
ああ、そっか。リツは出れないのか。
At least I was able to make it this far.
それなら、ここで時間を潰せばいいかな。
I mean, again, this is really cool though. Sayo smiles and hops along, pulling me behind her. Well, this is nice, isn't it? This is a good time. Chill and all that. In this abandoned location. She takes us over to a nearby bench. We're holding hands, so I naturally end up sitting right beside her. And as soon as I do so, Sayo's head plops right down onto my lap. Huh? Sayo looks up at me happily. Hey, what's with using my lap as a pillow? You're really that tired?
何っていうか、こうしたいからしただけ。
You want to use my lap as a pillow?
というより、リツに甘えてみようかなって思って。いいよ。
No, it's fine, just kinda hard to relax, kind of embarrassing really. It would be fine if we were kids, but an adult girl resting on my lap has my face burning up. Additionally, her head is resting right on my crotch, which, well, I'm sure you can imagine the problems there. No, I can't.
いい顔ね、リツ。
We're really gonna be, just unlocking some hidden kinks inside of Ritsu, this poor guy. Sayo raises a hand, stroking the contours of my cheek and jaw. I'm left in a confusing state. It's freezing outside, but my face is burning, and my spine is tingling. It's all so strange, but when Sayo strokes me, my head feels numb and pleasant.
ねえ、これって兄弟っぽい？
I would say it's more parent and child, or lovers. I smile wryly as I answer, in no position to play dumb. I leave myself at her discretion. Her fingers continue to trace my head until they arrive at my ear. She starts playing with my earlobe. It fills me with unbearable impure pleasure.
耳かきでもあればよかった。
You'd like me to clean your ears?
他人に無防備に耳をさらすのなんて怖くて無理。だけど。
I guess that's really just a thing.
いいわ。
Like, culturally over in Japan, I'm assuming, because I always hear about that sort of stuff, ear cleaning. Like, that's also an ASMR thing that, you know, I've also come across. Don't ask. Don't ask. Please do not ask. But, yeah, I don't know. At this point, she giggles.
ねえ、リツ。耳かきがダメならキスして。
What a substitute. I smile gently. I can't kiss you either.
いいでしょ
No, we're siblings.
兄弟だからなのに。
No, that's not how that works. We whisper to each other as we sit at this snowy abandoned station. There's no reason for us to keep our voices low, but for some reason this place insists on quietness. We giggle. We whisper. Our skin goes numb where we touch, melting us together and making us something more than just twins. With our powers, it's like even our emotions and consciousnesses are melding together. Our minds are tricked into considering the two of us as one single being. 4 hands with 20 fingers all moving as one. 4 eyes, 2 perspectives, both perceiving the same thing. Even our 2 hearts match pace, both beating to make one sound. That would be scary. I don't want to do that. I can feel Sayo's legs flapping around in amusement as they dangle off the edge of the bench. They feel like my legs. You're in a good mood.
リツと一緒なら私はどこでも幸せだし、あったかいみたい。
Sayo smiles adorably. There's nothing wrong with a bit of affection, but something does feel off. Oh, my dissolving mental capacities finally come back to me. My heartbeat is quickening, out of sync with Sayo's. I'm sweating slightly. This is bad. Our powers are making my senses run wild.
どうしたの？
Yeah, I guess something is wrong. Sayo's consciousness is still in a daze. Not only can I not control my powers like Sayo, but mine are also stronger, and the balance between us has been thrown off. Sayo, lift your head for a moment.
ひっくり返っておち
Oh
ん
my
ちんを
god,
舐めろとか？
No, I do not. It's far too cold for that. I move my head out of Sayo's reach and shift her up off of me. For a fraction of a second, there's no point of contact between the two of us. The change is instant.
あ
Sayo's intoxicated expression is suddenly blank with surprise. She even starts sweating while I'm looking. You okay there? What is going on here? She cries out hysterically. The redness of her cheeks is no longer due to the cold and ecstasy, I imagine. Are you okay? Me?
バカじゃないの？
The fuck just happened? She screams, leaping to her feet like a spring uncompressed.
何してるの私。いい年して膝枕って。
What? You're the one who started it.
わかってるわよ。だから私を。それでもなんで
Sayo is greatly confused, as am I. It's so different from her usual composure that I'm taken aback.
何リツ、私に変な力を使ったの？バカっぽい子供みたいになれとか、恥ずかしく甘えろとか。
No, I didn't. Just calm down, Sayo.
恥ずかしい。
She yells as if drawing attention to the fact. We're both flustered, but the levels of embarrassment are different depending on what side of the act you were on. Anyway, I need to try and resolve this misunderstanding here. Sayo, you know my powers activate automatically, so I wasn't doing it to you on purpose.
自動的って勝手にそうするってことじゃない。
Right, all my powers do is absorb the negative emotions and feelings from the host. I can't make someone feel exactly what I want like you can. If anything, I'm only bringing out the true emotions and desires that lie in people's hearts. Sayo listens to my explanation and then remains silent in thought for a moment longer. Eventually, her face goes bright red again.
つまり、あれが私の巣だっていうの？
Yeah, probably. She cries. Carried away by her vigor, I nod. I think so, yeah.
私が、お兄ちゃんに膝枕されたいとか、耳かきされたいとか、
I guess her head is finally clear and she's thinking, appropriately. You did want that, though. Being reminded of everything is so extraneously embarrassing that Sayo wraps her head in her hands and squats to the floor. I find myself smiling as I wonder what I'm meant to do with her. Deep within Sayo's heart is a great desire to be loved by me, her older brother. Nothing could make me happier. Perhaps this is in reaction to how standoffish and wary she is usually. Of course, someone just having these feelings inside them doesn't necessarily make it that person's true essence. Feelings that reside deep inside are those kept hidden away. Other people, and even the person in question, will only recognize a person's shallow surface level as their true selves. I think it all through, and in the end I come to a conclusion. Sayo is cute. I mean, we can all agree on that, but she's always been cute, of course, but this is different. Now she's a vulnerable, innocent young girl. Desires to protect and watch over her rise from the depths of my heart. I now know what it feels like to have an adorable little sister. Sayo, you're a very cute little sister. I smile and try to convey my realization to Sayo as she squats down. My words make her tremble, stand up, and then...
リツのバカ大バカ僕のエンジもう知らない嫌い
Oh, here we go. She's a tsundere. There we go. That's how she is. That's how she's hiding it all. Huh. There we go. She's got the dere in her. What a long-ass day. Yeah, well, I think we're going to wrap it up on that one. We're still not done with the first day here, I don't think. Or maybe we are. We're on 2 out of 11, I suppose. But okay. I don't know if this route's going to be, longer or shorter than Mary's because of, how many chapters or whatever there are. But whatever, we're along for a fun ride regardless, I'm sure. This already is catching me off guard. But yeah, there we have it. There we go, beginning Sayo's route. Are you guys excited? I'm okay, I'm all right on the excitement. I'm not really excited for Risa's route coming up next. So I'm going to try and enjoy this one as much as I can. Definitely going to try and do that. Now, Akari's route, that one I'm increasingly getting more excited for, probably because now we know that's going to be the final one, but also there's some stakes to it. There's something going on with her character. But anyways, thank you all for watching. I hope you all enjoyed this episode. If you did, be sure to leave a like, subscribe, all that fancy jazz, and I will see you guys in the next one. Take it easy.